To count to 1 trillion, it will take you 32,000 years. When I tell you that Australia is on track to have an estimated net debt of $1 trillion by 2025, it becomes much more clear that we're on the path to destitution. It's time for accountability, real leadership, and to get our books back in the black. G'day, I'm Campbell Newman, and I'm your Queensland Senate candidate for the Liberal Democrats. In this video, I want to talk to you about the third policy in the Liberal Democrats' Freedom Manifesto: debt and deficit. The Liberal Democrats have multiple solutions to tackle the debt. We'll do this by implementing the following changes with exception to the Defence Force. Firstly, abolish duplicate government departments. We have a Federal Department of Education, but no federal schools. Let's cut the bureaucracy to support better education. Immediately cut 10% to all federal departments. Government departments exist on taxpayer dollars and their budgets are increasing every single year. It's only right that we cut the fat and require them to live within their means like we all have to. Privatise the ABC and SBS, because it's only fair that the ABC and SBS compete in the free market like any business. It should not be the taxpayer's responsibility to pay for something they don't use or don't want to use. Abolish all nanny state advertising. Anti-smoking ads, for example, don't work. We have real solutions that can be found in our manifesto. Repeal renewable energy mandates and the associated subsidies for renewable energy. Abolish all middle-class welfare in favour of tax cuts for you. Reduce political staff by 50% and abolish taxpayer funding of political parties. Adopting this policy will mean that you're securing your children's future. Right now, future taxpayers are subsidising current waste, and the major parties just ignore the debt and hope the citizens don't think about it. Well, we're thinking about it, and the Liberal Democrats will bring about a better and brighter future for all Australians. The government needs to stop sacrificing your children's future to pay for their own luxuries. The Liberal Democrats will cut the debt, provide real leadership, and give you back more of your hard-earned money. To learn more, head to www.ldp.org.au.
Authorised by John Humphries for the Liberal Democratic Party, Mount Waverley, Victoria.
The Australian Government largely determines the curriculum and education that our children receive. As Australia now ranks 39 out of 41 high and middle income countries in education, it is high time that we reform our education system and provide Australians with a fair go. Hi, I'm Caroline White and I am your Victorian Senate candidate for the Liberal Democrats. In this video, I want to talk to you about the 8th policy in the Liberal Democrats' Freedom Manifesto: decentralised education. While education spending has skyrocketed over the past 50 years, there is little to show for it other than bloated institutions that fail to innovate and fail to serve their students' needs, while pushing their own social and political agendas. Our policy will allow schools to opt out of the national curriculum. Instead of an endless political battle over who gets to be the gatekeeper of knowledge, curriculum decisions should be devolved as close as possible to the individual level so that parents are able to choose a school that matches the needs of their children. We will abolish centralised testing, such as NAPLAN. A single measure of learning is a ridiculous notion, and it causes real useful learning to suffer as teachers teach to pass tests rather than to educate. We will allow new and innovative business models. All education is protected from competition by a raft of regulations that make it virtually impossible to start up and compete by using any different or innovative model. We want to see market process where entrepreneurs can innovate and see what works. We will allow home education co-ops. Parents will be able to start co-ops and micro schools in their homes without being forced to comply with all the regulatory burdens placed on larger institutions. We believe in user pays university. By changing the price structure of universities, this will encourage competition and a better quality education system that provides a higher quality certification in the national and global market. True educational reform means taking power away from bureaucracies and decentralising decision-making, with decisions being made as close as possible to the individual learner. Schools, childcare centres and higher education institutions should compete for students by offering a better product, and new alternative institutions should be allowed to innovate and compete as well.
Authorised by John Humphreys for the Liberal Democratic Party, Mount Waverley, Victoria.